Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Wednesday, June 30th, 2021. Today I'm going to recap last night's NBA Eastern Conference Finals game and look ahead to tonight's game between the Clippers and the Bucks, which is Game 6. We will preview tonight's game number 2 of the Stanley Cup Final. We'll go over Major League Baseball from yesterday, look ahead to today's game. Same for WNBA. We'll go over the last 2 rounds of 16 games for the UEFA. We'll go over College World Series Game 2, look ahead to Game 3. We'll go over the tennis. We'll make a pick for Rocket Mortgage for golf. We'll go over the latest news and notes and my best bet of the day. All right, we're going to start with the conference finals in the NBA. The Atlanta Hawks come out with a 110-88 win over the Bucks to tie the series up into a piece without Trae Young. But the other subplot of this game is that Giannis Antetokounmpo suffered a hyperextended knee in this game, and the Hawks had a 10-point lead in the game. So we'll see how that plays out. So both Giannis and Trae Young injured. And Lou Williams actually led the Hawks in scoring with 21 points and 8 assists. Drew Holiday at 19 and 9 assists for Milwaukee. And at 9 o'clock on ESPN is the Suns and the Clippers from Staples Center. My projections for this game. So Kawhi Leonard's still hurt. Phoenix looks at that total to 21.5. And they have it on FanDuel at Clippers by 1, total to 15.5. Meanwhile, the money lines are even at minus 108, which is weird. I think the Suns close out tonight, but would I make it the play? No. I think it's curious that the Clippers are favored here a little bit. So I'm going to go over 215.5 at minus 108 for the play for the show. And I think that Phoenix does close out. I would parlay the minus 1 or the money line in the over. But for the sake of the show, the over's the play. Stanley Cup Final tonight. Game number 2 between the Canadiens and the Lightning from Tampa Bay. Tampa's minus 225. Montreal's plus 188. Over under 5.5. Over's plus 138. Under's minus 170. Montreal plus 1.5 is minus 156. Tampa minus 1.5 is plus 130. I'm going to go Montreal plus 188 to bounce back to even up the series at 1. I don't think Carey Price will play that bad again. I think that he was just due for a bad game, and so are the Canadiens as a team. But I think that they can absolutely bounce back and win this game. It might take overtime, it might not. But I'm going to go plus 188 Montreal over Tampa in game number 2. Alrighty, Major League Baseball. We will go over the games from last night, and we will look ahead to the games that are being played today. Yankees over the Angels 11-5. Yankees 41-38. LA 38-41. Jamison Ty on the win. Adrian Heaney the loss. Marlins over the Phillies 4-3. Phillies 37-4. Miami 33-45. Vince Velasquez the win. Trevor Rogers the loss. Jose Alvarado the save. Nats over the Rays 4-3. Washington 39-38. So they're over 500 for the first time. since opening day when they were 1-0. And Tampa's 47-33. Joe Ross to win, Rich Hill the loss, Brad Hand the save. Blue Jays over the Mariners 9-3. The Blue Jays are 41-36. Seattle 41-39. Robbie Ray the win, Rafael Montero the loss. Red Sox over the Royals 7-6. Boston 49-31. KC 33-45. Getting the win was Yasquiel Rios the loss. Jake Branson. Matt Barnes gets his 18th save of the year. Padres over the Reds 5-4. The Padres are 48-33. Cincinnati 39-39. Emilio Pagan the win. Tony Santillan the loss. And Mark Melancon the save. Mets over the Braves 4-3. So they come from behind. Mets 41-34. Atlanta 37-41. Drew Smith to win. AJ Minter the loss. Edwin Diaz the save. Orioles over the Astros 13-3. Baltimore 26-54. Houston 48-32. Getting the win for the O's was Alexander Wells. Ralph Garza Jr. the loss, and Dylan Tate gets the save. Brewers over the Cubs 2-1. This was a great game. Milwaukee 47-33. Chicago 42-38. Brandon Woodruff the win. Zach Davies the loss. Josh Hader's 20th save of the year as the Brewers win their 7th in a row. White Sox over the Twins 7-6. White Sox 46-32. Minnesota 33-44. Lucas Giolito to win. Kenta Maeda the loss, and Liam Hendricks with the save. So best bet comes through. Cardinals over the Diamondbacks 3-2. The Cardinals 39-41. Arizona 22-59. Carlos Martinez to win. Caleb Smith the loss, and Alex Reyes gets the save. Rockies over the Pirates 8-0 as Ron Marquez flirted with the no-hitter as it ended in the 9th. The bid. Colorado 33-47. Pittsburgh 29-49. Herman Marquez to win. Chase DeYoung the loss. Rangers over the A's 5-4. Rangers 31-48. Oakland 47-34. Mike Foltynewicz to win. James Kaprielian the loss. Ian Kennedy gets his 14th save. And the Dodgers over the Giants 3-1. The Dodgers 49-31. San Francisco 50-29. Walker Buehler to win. Kevin Gausman the loss. Kenley Jansen gets his 20th save. Tigers Indians postponed. Makeup date today. There's a doubleheader. And the slate for tonight. 1:15, the Diamondbacks and the Cardinals. Riley Smith and Kwang Kim. In terms of odds and stuff, the Cards are minus 230. The D-backs are plus 190. Over under 8.5, minus 110 each way. D-backs plus 1.5 is even money. Cardinals minus 1.5 is minus 120. This is a tough one. But I'm going to go over 8.5, minus 110. Riley Smith is just not good. 210 Cubs Brewers. Jake Arrieta and we know is going for Milwaukee. If the total is anything less than maybe 9.5, I'll maybe jump on the over. 3 o'clock, the Pirates and the Rockies, Chad Cole and John Gray. Rocks are minus 162, Pirates plus 136, over under 11.5. Overs minus 104, unders minus 118. Pittsburgh plus 1.5 is minus 137. Colorado minus 1.5 is plus 114. I'm going under 11.5 and minus 118. That's too high, especially in a Pirates game. 4 o'clock, the Rays and the Nationals, Drew Rasmussen and John Lester. No odds up yet for this game. But if the total is anything less than 9, I'll jump on the over. Tigers Indians, Game 1, Jose Ureta and Cal Quantrill. If this total is anything less than 7, I'll jump on the over. 7 o'clock, Angels Yankees, Shohei Ohtani and Domingo Germán. Yankees minus 138, Angels plus 118, over under 9.5, minus 115 on the over, minus 105 on the under. Angels plus 1.5 is minus 162. Yankees minus 1.5 is plus 134. How is Shohei Ohtani an underdog? Someone explain to me how Shohei Ohtani, the AL MVP, is an underdog here. He's not Jacob deGrom in terms of pitching, but he's better than Domingo Germán right now. So give me the Angels plus 118 on the road at Yankee Stadium. to bounce back and win after a tough loss last night. The Marlins and the Phillies, Jordan Holloway and Aaron Nola. I don't know why these lines are not up yet. But if the total is anything higher than 9, I'll take the under. Mariners, Blue Jays, Justice Sheffield and Steven Matz. I almost said Marlins. Oops. Toronto minus 230, Seattle plus 190, over under 10.5, minus 114 on the over, minus 106 on the under. Seattle plus 1.5 is minus 102. Toronto minus 1.5 is minus 118. Total's high, but I'm going to take the over. 10.5 and minus 114. Royals, Red Sox from Fenway. Mike Minor, Martin Perez. Red Sox minus 166, Royals plus 140, over under 11. Overs minus 102, unders minus 120. KC plus 1.5 is minus 134. Red Sox minus 1.5 is plus 112. I'm going to go with the Red Sox minus 1.5 and plus 112 here. Padres, Reds, Joe Musgrove and Vladimir Gutierrez. Padres minus 190, Reds plus 160, over under 10, overs minus 114, unders minus 106. Padres minus 1.5 is minus 118. Reds plus 1.5 is minus 102. That is a high total for two pitchers who are not that bad. So I'm going to go under 10, minus 106. Tigers, Indians, game 2. Willie Peralta and Logan Allen. If the total is literally anything 7 or lower, over, automatic. 7:20 of the Mets and the Braves. David Peterson and Max Fried. Braves minus 156, Mets plus 132. Over under 8.5, overs minus 120, unders minus 102. Mets plus 1.5 is minus 156. Braves minus 1.5 is plus 130. I'm going to go under 8.5 at minus 102. I don't feel good about it. I could see Max Fried having a good game. 8 o'clock, Orioles, Astros, Matt Harvey and Luis Garcia. Astros minus 340, Orioles plus 275, over under 9.5, minus 110 each way. Baltimore plus 1.5 is plus 136. Houston minus 1.5 is minus 164. I'm going over 9.5, minus 110. I think the Astros are going to do it by themselves. The Orioles actually did it by themselves yesterday, which was amazing. The Twins and the White Sox, Bailey Ober and Dylan Cease. White Sox minus 130, Twins plus 110, over under 9, overs even money, unders minus 102. Twins plus 1.5 is minus 178. White Sox minus 1.5 is plus 146. I'm going over 9 and even money. And last but not least, 9:30, you have the Rangers and the Athletics. Colby Allard and Chris Bassett. Oakland's minus 200. Texas plus 168. Over under 8. Overs minus 106. Unders minus 114. Texas plus 1.5 is minus 126. Oakland minus 1.5 is plus 105. I'm going to go under 8, minus 114. Do I feel good about it? No, but I could see this being a 5-2 type of ball game. Absolutely. Alrighty. Now I'll move on to the WNBA from last night, and we will look ahead to tonight's games. Dream over to Liberty 73-69. The Dream 6-9 at New York 8-9. Courtney Williams had 18 and 4 assists. Benicia Laney had 16 with 7 assists. Sun over to Mystics 90-71 Commissioner's Cup game. The Sun are 11-5. Washington 7-9. Jonquel Jones had 23 and 16. Tina Charles had 26 for Washington. All right. Looking ahead to tonight, 3 games. 8 o'clock on CBS Sports Network. You have the Sky and the Wings. The Sky have been playing great. since Candace Parker returned. So I'm going to go with the Sky on the road. 10 o'clock CBS Sports Network Commissioner's Cup game between the Lynx and the Mercury. Two 500 teams. I'm going to go Phoenix with Tarasi back. And 10:30 on Prime Video, Commissioner's Cup game between the Aces and the Sparks. The Sparks are just so good. I'm sorry, the Aces are just so good. The Sparks are not so good. I don't like their coach, but I like their players, but the Aces have a miles better coach in Bill Laimbeer, maybe the best coach in the WNBA now that Seattle's coach retired. So I'm going to go with the Aces on the road against the Sparks for tonight. All right, now we'll do UEFA. We will go over the UEFA results from yesterday, which finishes the round of 16. England over Germany 2-0. There wasn't any scoring till the 75th minute on a goal by Raheem Sterling, and then in the 86th minute by Harry Kane, both for English, obviously, England, as England moves on to the quarterfinal. And then Ukraine over Sweden 2-1 in extra time. This was a great game as the Ukraine come out on top. They scored first in the 27th minute on a goal by Alexander Zinchenko. And then Emil Forsberg of Sweden ties it at 1 apiece in the 43rd minute. Then Marcus Danielsson of Sweden gets red carded in the 98th minute. And then in extra time, Artem Dovbyk in the 121st minute gave Ukraine a 2-1 lead as they hang on to win. The quarterfinals are Friday and Saturday. So we'll preview and pick all the quarterfinal matches on the podcast on Friday. All right, now we will do College World Series. We will go over the game from yesterday as Mississippi State bounces back and beats Vanderbilt in a big way, 13-2. An impressive win for Mississippi State. Harding pitched well despite giving up a run, and then Johnson in relief pitched well as well. They literally just put on a show. C.J. Rodriguez homered for Vandy to tie it at 1 at one point in the top of the second. Mississippi State just didn't look back after that as they forced a decisive Game 3 for tonight. 7 o'clock, ESPN 2. Coomer Rocker, you'd assume, will be seen in this game for Vanderbilt. We talked about the talent Mississippi State has offensively: Hatcher, Hancock, James, Durable, Forsyth. And then Vandy has some talent. You have Romero and Rodriguez and Isaiah Thomas. So they have some solid players as well. But with Rocker pitching tonight, I think Vanderbilt rocks and bounces back and wins the College World Series, as I predicted, in 3 games. So let's go with Vanderbilt tonight. I'm going to say by a score of 4-2. Vanderbilt will come out on top, and I think it'll be a very fun and entertaining game. All right, now we will go over Wimbledon results from yesterday in each men's and the women's side, and we will make some picks for today, which begins the second round of the Wimbledon. So as we normally do, we will start on the men's side and work our way to the women's. So yesterday's results: First round, we had some suspended matches. Hugo Humbert and Nick Kyrgios was in the 5th set, got suspended. Martin Cilic and Salvador Caruso suspended in 2 sets. 1, Ignacio Londero and Gianluca Mager suspended in 4 sets. Christian Garin and Bernard Zapata Morales suspended in 4 sets. And then finals, Alex Bolt over Filip Krajinovic in 3. Mark Polmans over Ysun Liu in 4 sets. Hubert Hurkacz over Lorenzo Musetti in 3 sets. Daniil Medvedev over Jan-Lennard Struff in 4 sets. Roger Federer over Adrian Manarino in a walkover in 4 sets. Well, they were supposed to go to the 5th. Laszlo Deer over Pablo Cuevas in 4 sets. Tennis Sandgren over Norbert Gombos in 4 sets. Richard Gasquet over Yuichi Sugita in 4. Alexander Zverev over Talon Griekspoor in 3. Dan Evans over Feliciano Lopez in 3. Dustin Lajovic over Gil Simon in 5. Pablo Andujar over Pierre Hughes Herbert in 5. Antoine Hong over Zhang Zizhen in 5. Denis Shapovalov over Philip Kohlschreiber in 5. And Sebastian Korda upsets Alex de Minaur in 4. All right, looking ahead to today, it's actually still first round and some second round. We have a final from the first round. Aljaz Bedeni over Corentin Moutet in 3 sets. Going on live right now, Sam Querrey and 11-seeded Pablo Carreno Busta. That is in the 2nd set. Or the 1st set, my bad. Emil Ruusuvuori and Marcos Giron, that's in the 1st set. Joe Wilfred Tsonga and Mikael Ymer in the 1st set. Yasutaka Uchiyama and Carlos Alcaraz Garcia in the 1st set. Aslan Karastev and Jeremy Chardy in the 2nd set. Wame Munar and Ilya Ivashka in the 3rd set. Yoshihito Nishioka and 28-seeded John Isner in the 4th set. Botek van de Zandschulp and Georgi Barrère are in the 4th set. 17-seeded Matteo Berrettini and Guido Pella are in the 3rd set. Kei Nishioka and Alexei Popyrin are in the 3rd set. Jordan Thompson and Casper Ruud are in the 2nd set. Casper Ruud, your 12th seed. 29-seeded Cameron Norrie and Lucas Poulet are in the 2nd set. Just underway, Daniel Alai Galan and Federico Coria in the 1st set. James Duckworth and Radu Albat. We're going to go with Albat in 4 in that one. Fernando Verdasco and 18-seeded Grigor Dimitrov. We're going to go Dimitrov in 4. 23-seeded Lorenzo Songo and Pedro Sosa. We're going to go Songo in 4. 1-seeded Novak Djokovic and Kevin Anderson. Now we're in the 2nd round. We're going Djokovic in 3. First round, 16-seeded Felix Auger Asalame and Thiago Monteiro. We're going to go with Auger Asalame in 4. First round, Steve Johnson and Dennis Novak. We're going to go with Johnson in 4. Marco Tringoletti and Benjamin Bonzi. We're going to go Tringoletti in 5. 31-seeded Taylor Fritz and Brandon Nakashima. We're going to go Fritz in 4. Mikhail Kukushkin and Alexander Bublik. We're going to go with Bublik in 4. Now back to 2nd round. 22-seeded Dan Evans and Dusan Lajovic. We're going to go Evans in 4. 9-seeded Diego Schwartzman and Liam Brody. We're going to go Schwartzman in 4. Andrea Seppi and Dennis Kudla. We're going to go Seppi in 4. Jiri Vesely and Marton Fuskevitz. We're going to go Vesely in 3. Antoine Huang and Sebastian Corda. We're going to go Huang in 5. 26-seeded Fabio Fognini and Laszlo Dare. We're going to go Fognini in 4. Lloyd Harrison, 5-seeded Andrei Rublev. We're going to go Rublev in 3. Igor Gerisimov and Karen Kaknavov. Your 25-seed. We're going to go Karen Kaknavov in 4. Francis Tiafoe and Vasek Pospil. We're going to go Tiafoe in 4. Miomir Kekmavik and 18-seeded Roberto Batista Agut. We're going to go Batista Agut in 3. Oscar Ott and Andy Murray. We're going to go Andy Murray in 4. 10-seeded Denis Shapovalov and Pablo Andujar. We're going to go Shapovalov in 4. And Dominic Kofor and Kun Sawu. We're going to go with Kun Sawu in 4. Right now, we'll switch to the women's side. We will go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to today. Suspended first round Nayo Hibino and Bernardo Pera. That was in 3 sets. Elena Vecina over Martina Trevisan in 2 sets. Serena had to withdraw from the tournament. Very unfortunate situation. This was the biggest story to come out of the tournament so far, as she got injured. So it was a sad goodbye. She got a standing ovation as she left the court after she withdrew from the first round due to injury. So totally sucks for Serena, obviously. But Alexandra Sasnovich, we'll see how she does. 22-seeded Jessica Pegula over Caroline Garcia in 2. Anna Blinkova over Tamaya Babos in 2. 14-seeded Barbora Krejcikova over Clara Tauson in 2. 20-seeded Coco Gauff over Francesca Jones in 2. 25-seeded Angelique Kerber over Nina Stajovic in 2. Andrea Petrovic over Jasmine Paolini in 2. Marta Kostyuk over 17-seeded Kiki Bertens in 2. 1-seeded Ashley Barty over Carlos Suarez Navarro in 3. Lumia Samsonova over Kaya Kanepi in 2. Tazera Martinkova upsets 28-seeded Allison Risk in 3. 13-seeded Elise Mertens over Harriet Dart in 2. Shelby Rogers over Samantha Stosur in 3. Zhu Lin over Mona Barthel in 3. 15-seeded Maria Sakkari over Alexandra Russ in 2. Venus Williams over Mihaila Buzarnescu in 3. 8-seeded Carolina Pliskova over Tamara Zinasek in 2. Nadia Podoroska over An Lee in 2. Donna Vechik over Anastasia Potapova in 2. 21-seeded Ons Jabeur over Rebecca Peterson in 2. And now we will look ahead to today. We have a lot of finals already for today. Yulia Putintseva over Savistana Prinkova in 2. Kristina Pliskova over Arta Sharma in 3. Camelia Georgi over Jill Teekman in 2. 16-seeded Anastasia Pavlyuchikova over Anna Bogdan in 2. Magda Linette over Amanda Anisimova in 3. Elise Cornet upsets 5-seeded Bianca Andreescu in 2 very impressively. 30-seeded Paula Badosa over Aliona Bolsova in 3. And 19-seeded Carolina Muchova over Zhang Sui in 3. And now more first round action for today. Greet Menon and Alja Tomlevik. We're going to go Tom Levick in 2. 3-seeded Alina Civiltina and Allison Van Ointevic. We're going to go Civiltina in 2. Anastasia Sevastova and Zarina Diaz. We're going to go Sevastova in 2. Sarah Sabrias Tormo and Anna Konju. We're going to go Sabrias Tormo in 2. Sona Saresta and Samantha Marie Sharon. We're going to go with Saresta in 3. 12-seeded Victoria Azarenka and Katerina Kozlova. We're going to go with Azarenka in 3. Marketa Vondrousova and Annette Kontaveit. You're 24, so we're going to go with Kontaveit in 3. Olga Gorostova and Coco Van Wee. We're going to go with Van Wee in 3. Leyla Fernandez and Jelena Ostapenko in 3. 31-seeded Daria Kostakina and Patricia Teague. We're going to go with Kostakina in 3. Your 31 seed. Emma Raducanu and Vitalina Diachenko. We're going to go Diachenko in 3. Katerina Siniakova and Wang Yafan. We're going to go with Siniakova in 3. Ellen Perez and Clara Burrell. We're going to go with Perez in 3. Second round, 10-15. 13-seeded Elise Bertens and Zhu Lin. We're going to go with Bertens in 2. Claire Liu and 18-seeded Elena Rybakina. We're going to go with Rybakina in 3. First round, 9-seeded Belinda Bencic and Kaja Juvan. We're going to go Bencic in 2. Back to the second round, Katie Bolter and 2-seeded Arena Sablenka. We're going to go with Sablenka in 2. 7-seeded Iga Swiatek and Vera Zvonareva. We're going to go with Swiatek in 2. Lauren Davis and 23-seeded Madison Keys. We're going to go with Keys in 3. 32-seeded Ekaterina Alexandrova and Maria Osario Serrano. We're going to go with Alexandrova in 3. 22-seeded Jessica Pegula and Lumia Samsonova. We're going to go Pegula in 2. Leslie Kirkove and 11-seeded Gabrine Muguruza. We're going to go Muguruza in 3. Arina Begu and 26-seeded Petra Martic. We're going to go Martic in 3. 21-seeded Ons Jabeur and Venus Williams. We're going to go Jabeur in 3. Madison Brangle and 4-seeded Sophia Kenin. We're going to go Kenin in 3. Christiana Solane Stevens. We're going to go Stevens in 3. Nadia Podoroska and Teresa Martinkova. We're going to go Martinkova in 3. 15-seeded Maria Sakkari and Shelby Rogers. We'll go with the upset. Shelby Rogers in 3. It's got to be an upset somewhere. 8-seeded Carolina Pliskova and Donna Vecek. We're going to go Pliskova over Vecek in 3. And last but not least, Victoria Golubic and Danielle Collins. We're going to go Danielle Collins in 2. All right, now I'm going to make a pick for the Rocket Mortgage Championship, which will start tomorrow. To the odds, Bryson DeChambeau is a big-time favorite, 7-1. Patrick Reed's 14-1. Hideki Matsuyama and Webb Simpson are 16-1. Will Zalatoris is 20-1. Joaquin Neiman 22-1. Jason Kokrak, Matt Wolf 27-1. Jason Day, Kevin Kisner, Sun JM 29-1. Bubba Watson and Keegan Bradley are 34-1. Cam Triangle, Emiliano Grillo, Garrett Higo, Gary Woodland, Ricky Fowler, all 41-1. At 50-1, you got Doc Redman, Max Homa, and Saiwoo Kim. At 55-1, you have Maverick McNeely. 60-1, Brendan Todd. Alex Loren, Danny Willits, Kyle Stanley, Lucas Glover, Phil Mickelson, Seb Straka, all 65-1. At 80-1, you got a lot too. Brant Snecker, Ches Reed, Chris Kirk, Doug Gim, Harold Varner, Lanto Griffin, Matt Jones, Mito Pereira, Ryan Amore, Seamus Power, That's all 80 to 1. At 90 to 1, Bu Hostler, Cam Davis, and Kramer Heacock. At 100 to 1, you got Charles Howell, Pat Perez, Sebastian Munoz, and Torrey Moret. Notables, 120 to 1, Bryce Garnett, Bo Hogg, Joel Donovan, Mackenzie Hughes, Patrick Rogers, Mark Hubbard, Russell Knox, Tom Lewis. Adam Long's 150 to 1, so is Cam Champ, Brian Stewart, Danny McCarthy, Henrik Norlander. Scott Stallings is 150 to 1, so is Will Gordon. Danny Lee's 210 to 1. Harry Higgs is 210 to 1, so is Dylan Fratelli. Bo Van Pelt's 320 to 1, which is incredible. Robbie Shelton 320 to 1, so is Tyler Duncan. Cam Percy's 420 to 1. Luke Donald's 420 to 1. A lot of these are nuts. KJ Choi's 500 to 1. Almost had 50 to 1. But for a pick, there's some good ones. I'm stuck between two. But I just like this number for this particular player who's a good golfer. I think he's undervalued. I'm going to go Doc Redman at 50 to 1. I wanted to go with Joaquin Neiman at 22 to 1. But I think he's a little bit overpriced. At 25 to 1, I would have preferred Joaquin Neiman. So I'm going to go Doc Redman 50 to 1 to win the Rocket Mortgage Classic of 2021. All right, now I'm going to do news and notes. We talked about the injury to Giannis Antetokounmpo and the injury to Serena. Trae Young showed his love for Giannis as he sends his thoughts and prayers to Giannis after scary injury in Game 4. That was very nice coming from an opponent. And the superstar opponent, I should say. Carmelo Anthony wins the award for social justice, which is the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Social Justice Champion Award. And it's the first time they've ever given it out, so congratulations to Carmelo Anthony for that. On the TNT show, Shaq roasted Charles Barkley as Charles Barkley said that the Hawks should start Jeff Teague. He plays for the Bucks. Obviously, Jeff Teague used to play for the Hawks. That's probably what Chuck meant. He probably meant to say the Bucks, but had Hawks in his mind because he used to play for the Hawks. And obviously the TNT crew got on him for that. Taylor Rooks had some fans spell Giannis' last name before last night's Game 4 in Atlanta, which was funny. And this is how you spell Antetokounmpo. Antetkok. Oh no, I even got it wrong. Anteokounmpo. Antetokounmpo. That'd be a good spelling bee word. Brian Cashman spoke to the media yesterday before the Yankees win and said, "We suck right now." He's keeping it real. It plays bad and it stinks to high heavens, he says. Looks like the Yankees hurt him. They put up 11 last night. See if they keep it up. Jason Dominguez to play in the Futures game as the Yankees' top prospect to play in the All-Star Futures game in Colorado. The Washington Wizards interviewed Sam Cassell to be their head coach, as he was an assistant with the Wizards from 2009 to 2014. And he's currently an assistant for the 76ers. Despite the rumors about the Orlando Magic, Penny Hardaway to stay at Memphis, as he interviewed for the Magic, and he hired Larry Brown to be on his staff. So that's a pretty newsworthy item for college basketball, as Larry Brown will be an assistant under Penny Hardaway in Memphis. Dwayne Wade concerned that Donovan Mitchell might leave, as he says he is seriously concerned about Mitchell's desire to stay in Utah long term. And also coming from the same gentleman, Brian Windhorst, Damian Lillard might not request a trade, as Windhorst reports the Blazer star is not serious at this point about requesting out of Portland. TCU hoops on 3-year probation due to role in college basketball's FBI case, as a former assistant got a 5-year show cause. So that is brutal news for TCU. Brutal news for Jamie Dixon. And now we'll see if there's any more fallout to this. Trevor Bauer under investigation, as police in Pasadena are investigating the Dodgers starters. Are investigating him for allegedly assaulting a woman. That's according to TMZ. TMZ is a good company. They're normally right on this stuff. We'll see what comes out of this, and if true, whether Bauer will get suspended for it or not. Rich Hill flips out in the dugout as he grabs a bat and takes some heavy cuts at the bench after giving up 3 home runs to the Nationals. Mariners reliever Hector Santiago suspended 10 games for having foreign substance on his glove. So we got the first sticky stuff suspension since the rule came out. An inspiring video from the Orioles' Trey Mancini, who tweets out an inspiring video officially announcing he'll compete in the Home Run Derby. That is really cool. And he's going to have a whole group of people rooting for him, and rightfully so. The Skaggs family sues the Angels for negligence and wrongful death of Tyler, as they filed lawsuits against the Angels. Last night was the NHL Awards. Your winner of the Hart Trophy was Connor McDavid, which was a no-brainer for the second time in his career. The Vezina Trophy, Marc-Andre Fleury, for the first time in his career. Kirill Kaprizov won the Calder. 51-point season, wins the Calder. He ran away with that. And Adam Fox wins the Norris after a 47-point season. So those were the big ones. And Ron Brindamore won the Jack Adams, and that was obviously announced last week. There are some rumors that the Rockets want Jalen Green over Evan Mobley, as Rival Themes thinks that the Rockets will prioritize the shot creation and playmaking ability over Evan Mobley. I should say shot creation and playmaking ability of Jalen Green. Zach Collins refractures his foot. That is tough luck. And that's ahead of his free agency, too. There are allegations against a women's college basketball head coach, ex-Syracuse players and staff, alleged head coach Quentin Hillsman's inappropriate behavior, which led to a mass exodus, and that's according to The Athletic. A couple NHL stuff. Don Granato got promoted to the full-time head coach for Buffalo. To me, that tells me that they're going on full-on rebuild, trading Eichel. I know he did better than Ralph Kruger after Kruger got fired, but I'm surprised that Granato actually kept the job, because this is the Sabres we're talking about. They hire coaches left and right. Or maybe they're trying to keep Jack Eichel. Maybe Jack Eichel wanted Granato. But they set out a big price for Eichel. I think they're intent on trading him, and they're sticking with Granato for another rebuild. As the Sabres' big price for Eichel is at least 4 pieces that would be equivalent of first-rounders. I think the Rangers have the best assets to potentially deal. Like, they could throw in Alexis Lafreniere. They could throw in Kaapo Kakko. They could throw in the first rounder from a couple of years ago. Kravtsov. So they have the assets to do it. I think that's where he probably will land. Although I wouldn't rule out Chicago. I mean, would Chicago be willing to give up Kirby Dach in a deal? That's a big question. Islanders, would they be willing to give up Oliver Wahlstrom in the package with a couple other players? But imagine him on Montreal. Montreal would have a lot to give up for him. They have some good young assets. Hopefully the Sabres are watching the final. Because if Montreal loses the series and say they lose a lot of low-scoring games, they could be like, yeah, we should trade for Jack Eichel. And that'd be their big move in theory. So we'll see who lands him. Those are the 4 teams that stick out in my head. Maybe there's one I don't see coming. So we'll keep talking about the Eichel stuff. And we got a big contract extension. The Oilers extend Ryan Nugent-Hopkins 8 years, $41 million. Surprising extension, but deserved. Nugent-Hopkins is a good player. It just took him a long time to finally, produce at what he's capable of doing. I just think that he needed good players around him, like McDavid and Draisaitl. So there you have it. Nugent-Hopkins gets paid. So I don't even know the cap space situation in hockey, but we'll see how much cap space they have to go out and improve that team this summer. All right, so there you have it for news and notes for today. And now I'm going to do my best bet of the day, brought to you by FanDuel. For the second time in 3 days, I'm taking the over in the Astros-Orioles game. Astros overs have been literally synonymous. So I'm going to lay, let's go 4 units on over 9.5 between the Astros and the Orioles. I think the Astros can do it by themselves. Matt Harvey's terrible. So there you have it for the podcast today. I'll be back tomorrow recapping everything. I might have to do 2 mock drafts tomorrow, NBA and Major League Baseball, because we didn't have time to do the baseball one today. So I might do 2 mock drafts tomorrow. And obviously we'll go over the leaderboard for the Rocket, tennis. No UEFA tomorrow because that's not back until Friday. College World Series Game 3 we'll go over as well, and as well as Stanley Cup Game 2, Conference Finals in the NBA, Major League Baseball, WNBA, and any other news that happens in the world of sports and pop culture. Hope you guys have a great day, everyone.